And welcome back. It is Monday. It is 8 p.m. And welcome to the Love Live. This is a safe space. And if you didn't know what a safe space means, it's a place we kind of get together to have um, conversations that are needed, or sometimes just allow people to vent or talk about current events. This week in particular, we're going to actually go back into a part two. And of course, we've got CEO Anna in the house.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
And Miss MVP.
Hey everybody, what's good?
We are back. So we've also got Montego Wonderful. Is that how you
Because
say it, man?
yeah, because entertainment is wonderful.
Okay,
Period.
there we go. So y'all better watch out. He said some shit. A nigga say we about to steal your girl because the entertainment is wonderful. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, back on the Monday. So we were talking about rejection. And it's funny, on the rejection episode is the episode nobody shows up for. And that's kind of that's the funny thing.
They rejected us.
They rejected us.
They rejected us.
I think rejection is a crazy thing though. It's healthy. I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. It lets you know where you at, what you doing.
I really wanted to talk about the go like circle back to what we were talking about backstage, but smart ass Ash ain't here. So when she gets back, I'm definitely bringing it back up because I feel like rejection in the corporate world or whatever, it builds character. Like I feel like if you don't learn rejection at an early age, and there's an extent to it. Like there's a healthy way, there's a toxic way to learn it. But I feel like having the rejection from playing sports or even having siblings, right? It just builds that character, and you learn to have tough skin to deal with things. I asked the question on my Facebook today about how well do people deal with rejection, and I had a few comments on there. I should have wrote them down, but I think it's one of the things that when it comes to being rejected from something, if you don't know within yourself who you are or where you're going, then you're going to look at rejection from an angle of like pain or guilt or insecurity. But when you're like lane driven and you're focused and you know yourself and you accept yourself and you have the people around you who really support you, I feel like rejection is really a guide to becoming better at who you are or what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So,
People be hating too, man. I think rejection too. I don't know. It's all about how you perceive it. Because I had a mentor once always used to tell me, not now don't mean not never.
That's true.
So it's like you might not be qualified for the thing that you feel like you're being rejected for at the time. And your own, I think your own maturity has to do with that, right? Last week I was laughing because I said, you know, in romantic, like, shoot, every woman that rejected me, boy, God was blessing me. I didn't even know it. I didn't even know. I didn't even
nigga,
fucking
we
know I
made
was
it.
getting blessed. I wouldn't know I didn't even know I was getting blessed. I'm trying to tell you. I might have thought
No,
it
These little
was
pieces
that's
finna piss me
real.
off.
That's real. Cause like, ooh, thank God that didn't work out, baby. That yes, yes,
I see.
Lord.
But
It's
in
just
the
right.
moment, though, I feel like we've all experienced being rejected by somebody that we really actually like invested in or wanted to be with or seen something in that person. So in the
Yeah.
moment, unless you're just like, okay, y'all saying it didn't hurt, like you can look back now at those girls and be like, woo, dodge the bullet, Matrix on these hoes, Neo. But okay,
You got hey, it's
the slow Sierra on them.
No, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. It worked both ways. I think that's funny, but yeah, with
No, I'm
rejection.
not gonna front. My feelings get hurt every last motherfucking time. Like, I'm gonna be real. Like every time. Like, I don't care. Cause I believe in love. I'm a big ass lover girl. So like if I give you my phone number, that means we supposed to get married and have a
Yeah.
fairy tale. But it doesn't work like that, clearly.
But you
And
can sit back. Like once you sit
so
back and look at it, you be like, I was tripping, but it really was for my benefit. You know what I'm saying?
that's where I have to be with things now. But my feelings will be hurt. Like so I
Oh,
handle
baby,
it with
you preaching
very
to the choir
well.
because I be crying.
Like my feelings be hurt. My little pixie feelings done been hurt, and people that had me fucked up a lot of the times, all of the times. But I'm growing up. I'm getting gooder and gooder every day, and
So
and
how did you used to react when you was worser? What? How did that?
when
When you say your
oh
feelings
baby,
get hurt?
look, uh, just like worser, I did. I had to just like
The
that,
lesser.
just like the word.
Because
Yep,
I,
sure did.
I I believe that women don't get the level of rejection that men get. I think like for women, it's not. It's like it's not saying that you don't get rejected, but you really, kind of don't get rejected. Not too often. That's just
You
the
know
kind of the
what?
way.
I take everything as a rejection. I do sometimes, and let me tell you why. Because it's like you not gonna act right for me. You not gonna. You had the
I'm not even gonna
opportunity
lie.
for
I
all of
be feeling
this,
like that.
and you
I be
didn't
feeling
do
like
right
that.
with all of this. Oh,
Right. Cause
the
I
horror,
dare you go
the
find somebody
pain,
better. Go find
the
somebody better.
chagrin, the
Okay,
embarrassment. I am embarrassed. How dare you?
but check this out. Check this out. To your point, the reason why women don't get rejected nearly as often or nearly as intensely as men is because of the societal standard that women are not the aggressors, the pursuers, and stuff. You still have a lot of people from the school of thought. A woman who pursues is fast, promiscuous, hoish, and all that. So, therefore, if you are not the pursuer, inherently, you're not going to have, again, you're not going to be rejected nearly as much, and you're also not going to be rejected as harshly. Secondly, secondly, women because of that, because women are the pursued most times, they women have more of a propensity to fall in love with the potential of a man. He has these things going for himself, or maybe he might not. Whereas men, okay, if they are pursuing, they're pursuing what she looks like, what she has, not necessarily what she will be or what she will accomplish. Unless you go across men who look at themselves and the woman they're pursuing through humble eyes. Finally, what you were saying, is that really rejection if you rejected him first? If you left him because he didn't get his stuff together when he was with you, through all the times you were patient, through all the times you were waiting for his potential to become reality, and then he eventually wises up. It's not like, okay, you left him and then next week he's with somebody. It could be a year, 5 years, 10 years later. He grew up at some point. And he obviously, and the woman who you became and all that time would not have taken him back because you already gave him 77 chances before. So he had to grow up and apply what he learned with someone else. Just like on the flip side, if a man left a woman because she didn't get her stuff together and he happens to look her up on social media or happen to run into her and now she's married or now she's responsible or now what she's talking about she's actually fulfilling, I'm personally not going to take offense. Dog, you didn't do this with me. I'm glad you got it, because if you acting the same way at 31 the way you were acting at 24, I'm just going to shake my head like, why did I give you time of day in the first place? I would be offended if you do worse with someone after me. Because I feel like where you are right here, you should be going up just because you're living. So we 24, we were together, and then you were here, and I look up, I'm 31, I'm going on 31, and I'm elevating, but you're downgrading, whether you're single or not. I would look at that like, wow, you didn't do nothing with your life. What was I even doing with you in the first place? So, if you look at it from that perspective,
That is definitely a paradigm shifting point of view. So thank you so much for sharing that. But I don't know. It comes off offensive, like, because yeah, you should have just knew. You should have knew you had something special when you had the opportunity. So like, wow, there you go. Um, like, so that's me, because I get people that attempt to spin the block a lot, and it be something in my spirit that's like, I am not gonna act right. Just don't even do it. No. Uh,
I
uh,
will not. I will not.
like, hey, I remember
I'm the
your
dog
banana pudding.
now.
the littlest thing, because like I am so just emotional. I am a woman with a woman's heart, and I mean that shit. I stand on it. I live by it. So like it was this boy. I really liked this boy. And I am saying this as a grown ass, we all in our 30 pluses, but I really liked this boy. And he's just slowed up texting on me. I don't. Maybe something happened in his life. Maybe he had a good reason. I don't know. Maybe he got tired of me acting light skinned. I don't know. But he's load up texting. And that hurt my feelings so bad that even though I like this boy, I will never be consistent with this man ever the fuck again.
Well, then
Not
that's
a
what it was. His
no.
consistency. The non can not
Do
being and see, I can
you
relate to
hurt
that
my
because I'm a
feelings?
communicator. So not being consistent and I'm being consistent, it's gonna make you wonder.
Uh,
It's gonna make you wonder.
in the same line though, we can't be setting people up to fail though. You feel me? Because sometimes we do. Sometimes we so in our feelings, we cussing them out. Oh, dog. Oh.
Montego, do you watch anime, bro?
Mm,
Sometimes I wish I got more into it more, but my life's so busy. But it's
mm,
gonna slow down soon.
mm.
Mhm.
I gotta
Um,
tell you, I am in my
yeah.
soft girl phase. I'm not cussing out nothing or nobody.
All right.
You go.
Good.
Look,
Good.
I don't even know. I think you go cuss them out.
I'm a
Oh,
oh, the
but
moment has passed, sir. You
Well,
gotta
okay.
ask
nigga,
Soft
on
girl.
but
that.
I think
Soft
that's the
girl.
thing. That's why I said women with rejection is wild because men's rejections are way harder. This nigga just slowed up texting you. You could have lost the. You
But
could have
that's
lost
a
the
form of
contest.
rejection for women because we're emotional. Y'all rejection be logical. It'd be like,
But
I
you could
busted
have
my ass.
lost
I
the
ain't get the raise.
contest, right? You know, like I think sometimes women forget that, like, as a good man, like your time is valuable and is seeked. People, every man ain't just running through their phone trying to figure out what's up for the night. So some of us get some seek to it, right?
Okay,
Get some.
but let me ask you
So, but
this
hold on. So let me
because
say this though. So with that being said, if this guy slowed up texting you, what if it's just because you got in the contest late and he already had a finalist in the final ring of his love and she won and now you gone
You
and
know
maybe
what?
it wasn't rejection,
I
maybe it
don't
was
do
just
R
that.
and B
You
because
know
bitch, I'm
what?
really hurt. Fuck wrong with niggas.
But
And you know what?
which right?
Good for
Because you
her.
got women that drop off the face of the earth, no explanation, none
And
at
will.
all.
No, it's
So,
That's because they got back.
So
That's because they
well, I'm
got
saying,
back with their
but
that's
baby.
why
it
That's
you
because
goes
they got back
see,
it
with
goes
their
back
baby
honey.
it goes
daddies.
back to the setting up
I
for
always
Look,
failure
blame
you might
myself.
see
because
I'm
me
an
on Love Live
overthinker.
right now. If I didn't stop texting you, I don't exist.
because look you had some women that will down talk a man, but at the same time she wasn't really interested in him. Wasn't going. My thing, we really while we are
PTSD.
while we are
Really?
in an era where we can talk boundaries, where we don't necessarily have to have $1 million vocabulary filled explanation for everything. We forget honesty is still an obligation. Just like you go to McDonald's and you order and they read it off to you, you expect them to honestly have your stuff. You got a lot of people that still will not drive off from the drive-through window until they see they got the fries, they got the burger, they got this, no pickles, this and that. So if that's with a stranger who we have no bond with outside of a business transaction, how much more so with someone you're talking to or in a relationship with, where you feel you can just drop off the face of the earth. I don't like you, so no explanation. I could ghost you, but then you're mad if he, at some point, you know what? I'm not trying to be an accused person with this Me Too movement because that's serious. I'm not trying to be considered a
Hold on,
stalker
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna say, yeah. What do you mean? Yeah, I hear you now, though.
because you have some men where, and again, I'm not saying this to be overly dramatic or to even make light of certain things. But again, with some men, we're taught, we never really learned the balance as far as persistency and when to get persistence and when to give up as lost. Right. So where some men will keep texting and texting and, now they're pursuing and pursuing to where the woman's uncomfortable, or you got men, at this point, I need to back off because she's not giving me any signs that she's interested or accepting of me. But so then he makes his decision and the woman's like, why he stopped texting? Why he this and that? So you were more into the attention than the intention. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes what some women, not all women, not even most, some women, what they take as rejection is, again, you set yourself up to fail. You even set him up for failure.
That's the fucked up thing about the world that we live in. I think that's why married people like me are annoying. Is because single people think they figured it out, but they really don't realize it's custom. Your life is custom to a
Yes.
certain extent, right? It's some custom to that. And it's like, I don't know. I think ghosting is the most gentle letdown that you can have out of all of the available letdowns. Stringing along, what would it be? Lying, using. I think the ghosting is the most sensible, right? It's the mature
I,
way to handle it.
I
Not when you have deadbeat
know.
parents.
I let a man know. As long as there's a smile on my face, we good. Soon as the smile on my face fades and you are the reason, I'm done. The
And you
moment has
are the reason.
and
She's gonna be like,
because
it's
I
enough
can
for
sit
me.
in my house all day with my cats and my various pets and my teenager and or my damn self and not frown once. Be just a smiling, a giggling, a happy, skipping, hopping my black pixie ass all wixing through here. And so I don't have to deal with that. So if that's what a person has to bring to my life, soon as the smile that I can keep on my face fades and you are the reason, you got to go. And I don't give a damn who you are or what the nature of the relationship is. If I got to turn my face down cause you, if I got to
Yeah,
hide all these ass teeth cause you, it's a wrap.
True.
Just like that.
but I
Leave a
don't think
person
that. But I don't think that's
no will.
rejection, though. I don't think that's rejection. I think going your separate ways. Because when we talk about rejection, I think that's mostly in the courting stage. It's in the beginning stages. Like making a mistake and getting rejected is two different things, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's picking the wrong person, right? I think rejection tries to keep you from making the mistake that may be coming. I can see Ash and I can see a few people who are getting on. So I see y'all in the green room. I will bring you on if you wave at the camera. Of course, I'll just bring you on where you're at.
So what if?
But if y'all didn't,
Go ahead.
okay. So hold on. So if y'all didn't know, this is the Love Live. This is a safe space. Yeah, I'm showing y'all me today. I'm on camera today. But if you didn't know, the same rules apply. Being that this is a safe space, if you want to talk about rejection or you hear something that you want to comment on or add your own 2 cents to, the Love Live line is open at 816-398-8229. That is 398-8229. As I mentioned, it is a safe space. So if you just want to get on and you got something you want to vent about that's not related to rejection, that is fine. Now we got Miss Ash. She got to be careful Oh, she getting a ticket. Oh Lord, Ash, what you doing? You running for the
Is
police,
that the
girl?
police?
You
I'm
running for the
from the
police,
police.
girl? What in the hell? We done went live.
What?
Hold on, we gonna put Ash
Love
back
Line is
on.
getting
We gonna
arrested.
bond her out. Just call us.
Uh-huh.
Call us. We got to bond Ash out in a minute. I add her on. She up.
The
We
police
also
really got
have
behind her?
no, they didn't. She's fine.
I was finna be like, whoa.
I thought she waved because she was gonna be on, but no, I just put her on. Woo! Y'all be in, they be in the love live panel be in traffic sometime. It be like that. All right. Sometimes you got to ghost a man. Y'all can be way too aggressive to let down gently. I like that for as a man who's got two daughters. I love that. I think that is it. I think especially people who don't mix with your lifestyle, you won't even run into them again. You know what I mean? That you won't unless they on some other type of time. You won't even run into them. And I think
I
being
do love
safe,
that about ghosting. I love that the most.
yeah, you don't even run into them people no more. Sometimes you gotta put that ghost on. Like, man, I don't even got time to explain to your ass for 3 days why this not working. Got time to be.
The
I think the
moment has
toxic
passed.
part is
Oh, I love that. I love it. That is a pixie line. The moment has passed.
Yeah,
Don't,
it's
don't
it
know
is now a wrap.
it is it. The
The
moment
moment.
has passed. Like it just.
Everybody do 10 jumping jacks. Okay.
MVP cannot do no jumping jacks.
I think that's what he was talking about.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Wait a minute. We're not gonna be disrespectful. Look, how dare you? How dare you have the vantage point of this beautiful ass cleavage and you try to be disrespectful with it? Do better,
How
brother.
dare
Mm.
you do better?
Jurassic.
Oh, one more thing though. One more thing though. If we are going to reject
Go
somebody,
for it,
can we do it
Montego.
with class and not the oh heck no, oh heck no? Can we start
Oh
rejecting
man,
people
tell
like
your
that?
tell your story, Montego.
Listen,
Yeah,
right?
you got
So
rejected
check
like that.
heck yeah. So check this out, right? So I'm at work. So I'm getting along with this person. You know what I'm saying? We got cool, right? So somebody walked up. Y'all look like a cute couple, right? She's as dark as me. Oh heck no! I don't like them dark. I like them light skinned. I'm sitting here. Wow, my feelings hurt. You had to do all like that. You could have just said no, but you just made it seem like dude just tried your life. Secondly,
What
it
is
was
she in a relationship with dude? Does she like? Oh, she don't have a man.
No, she
at
was
the
saying
time.
him. She was
Yeah,
saying that Montego and her was kicking it, and they thought they
yeah,
was together, but they wasn't.
yeah. We just having a conversation. We laughing and joking, and somebody was like, "Oh yeah, y'all make a cute couple." Whether they were joking or serious, whatever the case may be, but it was like she was just so insulted
So let
by
me
the
ask you the question:
observation.
are you going out to lunch with this girl? Y'all going out to
No,
lunch and stuff? Hey, y'all
no,
ever be in the car alone?
no. We never had that dynamic of
So
interest, but it was like, wow. So it wasn't probably it wasn't a rejection because that wasn't expected, but it was just like, all
She
right,
was just
watch your
probably
mouth
caught
then.
off guard. She was just probably caught off
because
guard.
in your mind you said at the beginning y'all was getting closer. You was like
Yeah,
we was getting
sorry,
closer.
we were getting
So
closer
what
like as
made you think
friends.
you was? See, I don't know if you watch me in other episodes, man, for y'all single fellas, but I know some things, and I always say
He's
with men
married.
in particular, with men in
Oh,
particular, we
no,
we
yeah.
fabricate. Hear me out.
I'm married. This is
Oh,
years
you're
ago.
married.
Yeah, this
Oh
is
man, you
years
better you
ago.
better Montego, you better put some pretext on this. I'm married too, and you better what the hell is wrong with you?
We
What the
talking
hell is
about
wrong with you? You
what?
disrespecting the Federation. Show your
What
colors
you
and
mean?
stripes before you step
What
on the
you
battlefield,
mean?
sir. You not
What you
you not understand. You are on the battlefield, sir. Keep your rifle high.
son?
Keep your
Did you
rifle in your hand at all times,
that
soldier.
have you
The
do
hell?
do you not see this?
Put your
I
put
keep
your
the
I want
Rico now.
one. They're
okay.
part of
Well,
a
yeah,
little
that's what I
turtle
said.
club.
Put your rifle on. You haven't talked about your wife one time, sir. You have to talk about your wife. This is the thing, married men. If you ain't listening, this is the rejection. This is rejection. This is how I reject
No,
all women. I talk about my wife. We talking about my
yeah,
wife, okay? We gonna talk about
of
my wife
course,
too.
of
She coming along
course,
in the conversation. All right.
yes,
We at the gym. You know, oh yeah,
Yes.
my wife
I
was
don't.
my
Right.
wife was an Olympic grade hurtler. You didn't know that? Oh yeah, because I have a fucking wife and she has a story
Mm-hmm.
too, and it's my
Period.
story. We got the same goddamn
Yes.
story.
Period. He
So
said because I have a fucking
Of
wife.
course.
so that's the equivalent of keeping your rifle in your hand. It's like, all right, if you didn't know, I got a motherfucking wife, and if you didn't know, I'm gonna mention it 5 more times today until it gets through your young
Mm-hmm.
ass eat the booty mind. Because we got just a different generation. It's different.
What?
It's different. It's
uh,
different. So yes, Montego, you got to
uh,
say that. So anyway, you was, but
yeah,
let me say this though, because I went on a rant.
yeah.
As
I
men,
got you.
though, oftentimes we think of women like us, and we don't know why. We think
Yeah.
we seeing some signs. It ain't no damn signs. You started
Mm-hmm.
that whole thing off with that girl like we was getting closer. I was like, y'all sit in the same car? Nope. Y'all went to lunch? Nope. What the fuck y'all do? She told you
No,
about her
that's what I'm
grandmother?
saying. That's what I'm saying. No, no, I'm saying we were co-workers. We were getting close as far as having conversation, but not again. There was no interest like, oh, I like you, I like you. We wasn't vibing
It
on
was
that
more
level.
than just the good morning or hello. It was like,
Yes,
okay.
yes. Where you know you got that one co-worker, man. Last night was crazy. I almost went to jail last night because my neighbor got the tripping. That you know, so she felt that I was that coworker that she could, you know, get on that level with. Okay, cool. And you know, I like to
She said
provide
that to
safe.
you?
Yes,
She said last night she almost went to jail because her neighbor got the tripping.
yes.
This is that part of that rejection we was talking about where you kind of like Neo that shit. You ready, MVP? Hit it with the Neo.
Uh, I got you. So we're having that conversation, right? And I'm like, forget that neighbor. That neighbor can never borrow ketchup, salt, flour, or nothing like that. So she got to laughing. So then another coworker walking past. Oh, y'all look like a cute couple. Oh, heck no. What, Tariq? No, heck no. I like them light skinned. I'm
Yeah,
like,
you didn't like that shit though, bro. I don't care what you say. Some in your mind, some sort of something was broken there. You
it
gotta,
was like, okay, I mean, I'm like, no, I can take rejection, but don't get disrespectful now. You know,
That's
that's where
where
I
you
was
should
at
have
with it.
butted in and been like, yeah, I mean, she ain't my type neither because I, bam, married.
No,
Right.
no. No. This was before I went. This is before I met my wife.
Oh, so do you think it was like you felt rejected because maybe a different girl in your lifetime that you felt like you were getting close to chose a light skinned dude over you? Because that be happening.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
So that's where the rejection stems
yeah.
from.
I've got hit with that several times. Oh my gosh, if only you were light skinned. Uh,
Where you at, New York?
Too bad I like him light skinned. Yeah, but a lot of
They
this
want
was like
Cameron and
when I lived in
Jewel.
Georgia.
hey,
Yeah,
it's a cold.
they
I
put the
Literally
mean,
nigga accents in the
is
ghetto.
real. The
But down south,
terminology
Atlanta, oh, they like them light skinned and skinny.
is real.
They like them
hey,
light skinned,
don't
skinny with
don't you
dreadlocks.
fellas, don't you ever worry if you hear a lady saying that. Women pick stuff they don't like all the time. Don't you worry, they'll try it.
Oh yeah,
Don't you worry,
no
they'll still
worries.
try it. That's the whole thing
So
too,
now,
Montego. You got to realize that that's a minor
yeah,
objection. It's like, it's some hard truths out here that I think a lot of women deal with men, and they just never intended to be in this situation. But golly, look, there you are. You're in this situation now. You got to figure out,
now, yeah,
you know.
if I said I don't like them with big foreheads, I'd be turkey of the year.
If you said you don't like him with what,
Big foreheads.
I don't think that's funny. Only because my forehead has been talked about.
Yeah, look, my wife got a big
Did you
forehead.
just say damn,
So,
Copeland?
No, I'm just saying you should have just said it to her. That's what I say. You should have went for it. You know.
no. I know. No, I said I don't like black and miles anyway.
So
Black
all
and
right. So
mild.
next, so what
I called her a black and miles.
I, I
Mm.
With the wood tip or the plastic?
she
the,
looked like a
the,
black and mild.
no, that was my comeback. I was like, I don't like black and miles anyway.
You have disgusted MVP.
Look at her
We
face.
we will not result
She
to
said the
we will not
lesser.
result to results.
And that's how the fight started. Yeah.
Now, yeah,
So
that I
this is
think
the
that's
question I wanted to ask. I thought everybody was going to be back for this, but um, when you're dealing with rejection, do you feel like for those of us who have dealt with rejection, because I asked myself this earlier when I thought about this episode, do you have you ever thought back or can you think back on a time in your life where you didn't want to be rejected, so you didn't accept red flags because in a way those were a form of rejection of what you wanted.
Hmm.
I think that's kind of like a made up thing because it ain't a form of rejection.
It
You think
is.
red
If
flags
you
are
want
it's
something and you're seeing a red flag, think
Oh.
about it. If you want something
Mm-hmm.
and there could potentially be a red flag, right? But you're like,
and you
Mm-hmm.
jump?
I'm
That's
not gonna take it that
disappointment.
way.
That's
No, no.
disappointment.
Actually, that's a perfect analogy because again, trust. I'm not trying to be a jerk when I say this, right? But you know how when you have a lot of plus size women who've grown up and they've always been, you're a good friend, but your friend, that's who I'm trying to get with, right? So it's like, oh, I got called the fat girl, the big girl, the unwanted girl. So then you end up getting choosing a guy with red flags. He's disrespectful. He's misogynistic. He's the type of dude that'll ask to borrow money and he'll buy you something with that borrowed money because that excuses him from paying the money back. He's abusive on all types of levels, but you accepted him because you knew if you said no, it would be a cold day on the sun before you end up with a good man who does not reject you.
And I think a
So,
lot of
so that
people
actually does
don't
happen.
I
So,
think a
but
lot of
how
people
do
don't realize that the form of rejection that they fear the most plays a part in the red flags they don't pay attention to.
but it's like in a professional setting. Like
Mm-hmm.
I think it's something I can explain better than relationships. It's like availability. When you hire somebody to work somewhere, it's all about your availability, right? And
Mm-hmm.
if you're a person ever looking for a job and you listen to this, please, I mean, it's okay to omit things, right? I don't
Mm-hmm.
have to tell you my availability per se. And my job in particular is 6 days a week. But if you
Mm-hmm.
don't tell me you're only available 5 days a week and I don't ask and you get all the way to the job and then the first day we ask for your availability and you're like, well, by the way, I can't work Tuesdays and Thursdays on the evenings.
Mm-hmm.
The rejection period is gone. You've got the job at this point. I'd have to terminate you. The relationship has started. And I think that's the big precursor for rejection is the relationship hasn't started yet. You're in the application phase. And I think many people talk about rejection in relationships is based on your own sensitivities. And I think if you can figure out where you feel rejected, it tells you a
Mm-hmm.
lot more about you than that person.
That's true if you look at it from that perspective. Unfortunately, that's not the only perspective because in using your example, okay, you have jobs that will accept a bunch of unqualified people just so that they're not short staffed. That's why certain jobs have high turnover ratios, right? Even say, for instance, in the education system, there's been a shortage of teachers. There's been a shortage of bus drivers. So then you go from for bus drivers, I want a flawless driving record since obtaining your CDL or since obtaining a driver's license, period, to as long as you ain't been in no accidents in the last 6 months. Go even the cops in Florida during the cocaine cowboy era where Griselda was running things, right? They went from obviously if you're going to be a cop, you couldn't have any history of drugs to and it got so bad because she had so many cops on payroll to as long as you're not high right now on this shift, you accepting all the red flags just so that you're not short or just so that there's not a big void. Some people accept red flags just because they sick of hugging pillows and teddy bears at night. They sick of they sick of hearing
And what does that say? But and it says a lot more about that person who's sick of hugging teddy bears than the
mm-hmm,
person who comes over. It says a
True.
lot more about the desperation tells you a lot more about a person. That's the it's like if you get in a female's inbox and you like, you know,
Right.
surprise, surprise.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Blocked, okay?
Surprise,
Hmm.
surprise.
Men,
Unsolicited dick
stop
pic.
getting mad when you send dick pictures and we don't respond. We did not ask for them. We are
It's
going to block
unsolicited.
you.
You just
I personally am going to report you. I used to post that shit. I used to literally post and tag motherfuckers,
surprise,
and I did not care.
surprise.
People was like, "What's this
And if I
flat
knew you
tire
had a
doing?"
girlfriend, I'd tag your girlfriend too.
You know
Let me
better. I don't
let
I
me
don't get a lot of life
spice up
vibration.
your day.
Mhm. Be like, "Good
Hello, lover.
afternoon. Your man gave this to me."
No, the
Good,
whole world
good
finna see it since he
afternoon.
wanted to show
Uh,
it.
Then you see a bunch of
So,
dudes with their stuff out on in front of the house.
so I think I think the rejection, like I said, it shows more about you because it's like unfortunately, I think people are naive to not realize that if people do shit all the time and it becomes a societal norm to where all the ladies, I pull that remote out and I make a kind of a gesture and y'all both rolled your eyes. I didn't have to say what I'm talking about. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. But clearly, if people are doing it at that frequent rate, it's fucking working. It's working
Mhm.
somewhere. It's working. I'm sorry. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but
Mhm.
it's working somewhere. It's that's why they they do
And
it.
that's why we don't assume that women exist as a monolith because we do not. There are different types of women, there are different levels and caliber of women. You know, there's a quote that I like: God may have created all men equal, but after we're born, he starts playing favorites. So, hey, everybody's not the same. So, don't approach the same. Like, even with that, it has been over a decade since a man has sent a dick pic to me, and I just feel like because the vibes is that fucking real, a man would not dare. Like it just he wouldn't dare. So
I think, and I think that says a lot. You know, I think that how you react, it says a lot to you, and I think a lot of people don't realize that her perspective. I'm so glad I don't get those pics. Her perspective, girl, look, somebody gonna show you one day.
This is the thing.
Unfortunately,
We also live in a society where you can just easily like access so much shit as well too. So we're in 2023. Yeah. I
Well,
think it was a time where like sending dick pics was a thing though. Like it was happening so much. And it hasn't. I mean, I'm grown as fuck now, so I definitely I don't play in my inbox. And don't get in my inbox playing with me because I don't play in my inbox. So, um I just think it's weird though. I really think even the fact that you held the remote exactly how they be looking.
I don't know.
It's like the PTSD.
Surprise, surprise.
mm-mm.
Oh man. Oh, I mean, I didn't see the ladies with the remote like have the meme and like they have like different like angles and shit. They be you know, It's not my thing is this. I think one
Mhm.
big thing is I think summing up our rejection episode, you know, the biggest thing is what you reject really says a lot about you. That's more of a telling thing than what you accept. It's easy to accept anything because many things are presented to you, but the rejection takes effort. It takes effort. It takes effort to reject the situation that is not
absolutely,
it's not
like
for you.
yeah, I like my man to be bougie. Like be bougie for me, boo, because I don't want you if any and everybody can come get you. Like that's a turn off for me. I eh, I just don't know. I don't like that.
Uh-oh. I had it happen when I was younger, but now as a man, I mean now as a woman, since I've shown up more myself, men tend to respect me differently now. Hey, purpose,
Absolutely.
absolutely. I think that's a hard truth for a lot of women to accept, though, because Dave Chappelle said it the best, I think, when he was like, she was like, "I'm not a hoe." He was like, "Well, you got on a hoe's uniform," and I think I'm not saying because women are dressed provocatively they deserve less respect,
I'm
but
glad
you
you
have to,
brought that back.
but you have to, but you have
Look,
to, but you have
not
to understand
not
what
with
you
my
expect.
tits out, Copeland.
I'm glad you brought
But you
that
at
back because one
home,
thing for
but
sure is like
it, it
I feel where you're coming from. It is a thin line. It's a very thin line, right? But it's the way that a woman carries herself. Like I got a lot of body. I'm not finna be covered up because motherfuckers are intimidated by my body. It took me a long time to even be okay with my body, with the way my body looks, without thinking that
Come on.
the first thing somebody's gonna say is, "Oh, she's a hoe," or "She's fast," or the niggas just being like, "Damn," you know what I'm saying? So now I can be like, I'm wearing what I want to wear when I want to wear. Of course, working out and making sure that I'm keeping myself together to build more of my confidence, but I literally have been dressed head to toe for the last 2 weekends out doing content and commercial shooting, and I'm the baddest motherfucker in the building. And all these other girls are half naked. So it really has nothing to do with what you're wearing, it's how you wear it and who you are. Because if I'm out and I want to be outside, they say they outside, but they ain't that outside. And I'm outside, baby, if I'm standing on business, they're gonna have to sit the fuck down because I'm here. But I know when to dress, how to dress, and where to dress. If I want to be flirty, if I want to be seen, if I'm a grown woman, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want. But I show up in a way where you gotta respect me. You're not looking at me like, I mean, of course you gonna have them people looking at you, but for
but
the
but
most
but you
part,
know that's short term as hell. It's very short term.
what?
That all of that is short term.
It doesn't matter if it's short term or not. I'm gonna wear what I want to wear, and I'm not gonna be labeled, or I don't feel it's fair to be labeled that you're a hoe or you look like a hoe because of what you have on.
It's you absolutely, it's just short term. It's what you want to present. You absolutely, I guess you can use the back door of, just because I'm dressed like this, I'm not like this. But in
What about the
reality,
girls who wear motherfucking leggings all the time but don't go to the gym?
it's the same thing with them. You lazy. Unfortunately, I hate to be the
Because she
person,
don't want to get dressed
barring.
or because she
No,
enjoys
hear
wearing
me out. Hear
leggings?
me out. Hear me out. It's barring the occasion. If we are at a nice restaurant and you're on a date and your outfit tonight is leggings and sweatsuits, you lazy. I mean, I'm gonna assume you're
Okay,
lazy.
that
I'm
perspective,
gonna
yeah.
assume, because hear me out. I'm gonna assume that you know better. I'm gonna hope that you know. Maybe you just don't know better, right? Maybe you ignorant to the fact of, we went to wherever we're at tonight, and everything's about 50 to 125 bucks a plate tonight, and you just came in here with Jordans, leggings, a hoodie, and a little.
Why is it? What happened?
You muted yourself. You muted.
We can't hear you.
Baby, I thought we was froze. I was finna do the mannequin challenge. I was like, we froze. We still can't hear you.
Yeah, we all got you, Cope.
You're muted.
How about now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
There you are.
I screamed, you're muted.
Well, my
Real quick.
headphones died. But I'm saying that's the part of it. It's like protection. It's like the way you dressed. It's like, I'm dressed like a soldier, but I'm not a soldier. Come on. Like, like, I'm not saying that men should be predatory towards women with no clothes on, but at the same time, like I said, the vindication that you get for dressing scantily, or being very revealing of, you can do that because you want to, but it's, what's your goal? What are you looking to attract? That's always the question. I think that we don't never get to ask that question, though. It's just, you're just doing it to be free. It's like a dude sagging their pants and got a gun butt hanging out.
A lot of titties. Why I can't just have a lot
But
of
that's
titties?
but that's okay.
You know,
But
I
that's
just
okay. But it's not just the.
'cause
It's not just.
I promise you, if I had a flatter bust, it's would not fit like this. But I have full breast, MVP stick now. Okay, I can't help it. I
But
can't
Period, sis.
but then
observe.
also, are you gonna wear little
Period.
ass
It's
pants
this.
and high? But it's the whole
It's
thing. Nobody can stop your silhouette. But it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like the little ass pants and the little bit of clothes, the small clothes, you know,
She has a
all
full
these
dress
things.
on though.
clothes don't shrink on me, honey, and
We
that's
not
all
talking. We're
I
not
got to
talking about that
say.
though. We're talking about really. Do y'all need an example? We need an example of what we talking about. Scantily clad. You
Well, no,
know. You
I
know.
do understand.
You know who's one that
What
dresses
we're
like this all
saying
the
is,
time to
you
me?
don't give a shit.
Sassy.
I
Who?
It's
don't give a
sassy.
damn.
No, not sexy.
If somebody take a damn piece of string and wrap it around their ass and call it an outfit, then okay, period, Sib. That don't mean shit.
Not
That,
period.
that's their prerogative. And you get to show up in the world as you show up in the world. Now, granted, there's a time and place for certain things. I don't want to see your piece of string at the church house around the babies and shit. But
Who's this Doja?
Mm-mm. Ice Spice. You'll never see Ice
Oh,
Spice.
please get her off the screen. We don't want to see Ice Spice. The first interview I ever watched of her, she was talking about thankful for her dad. She would have had a gang ran on her. We know she's not.
Crazy. Who else we got? We went to Ice.
You might as well go down all of them because this is the image that they're portraying.
Sweetie is also a one who don't never got no. I ain't talking about this. This is not what I'm talking about right here. This ain't, this is a cocktail dress. You can do this. This ain't crazy. I'm not talking about. This is not what we talking about right here.
You're talking about on an everyday, day-to-day basis.
Yeah, we talk about on the air. It could be overdressed and it could be underdressed. It don't necessarily have
So
to
you're
be.
talking about mainstream media. The
I'm
way
talking about
mainstream media dresses for entertainment is how people are dressing in everyday life. Right.
very much, or in a
But that
professional
does not
setting.
mean that they're hoes. It means that they're trying to keep up with trends.
No, nobody said that they're hoes. It's just like you saying in your business meeting, you dressed in full outfits. It felt as that you was the best dressed person there. You weren't relying on shape or none of that. It was just a nice outfit.
Oh, the body was
Right?
giving body. I didn't say that. I just said I was covered.
But people wasn't covered. People had on little smaller,
Yeah.
more revealing.
But I understood it because they were trying to they're dressing with what's in style and what's trendy. When we were growing up, we couldn't wear fucking crop tops, but crop tops had already been out. And now crop tops are back. Would my daughter be able to wear a crop top? Not as young as some of these girls are wearing crop tops. Hell, I don't I be pulling my crop tops down sometimes. But I mean, to each his own. If I'm like, for me as a mom, especially a mom with an attractive body, I have to be cautious about what type of fucking bathing suits I buy. The ones I'm
So
gonna
let
wear
me
to
ask
the
you this.
park, the ones I'm gonna wear by myself.
That's why I talk about Billie Eilish. That's what I'm saying. It's like just because you got it, it's like what do you want at the end of it? It's like if me and you work together and we work in a place that you could wear a wide variety of things, but you typically got your bust out. You typically got very silhouette revealing things. It's not about comfort, it's more about fashion. You're saying something, right? I guess is that a part of
No,
womanhood
I
that I'm
get what
not
you're saying.
understanding?
No,
Is
I
that a
get what
part
you're
of is
saying.
that a part of womanhood that I'm not understanding? Being able to
No,
flock those things.
I get what you're saying. And so,
It's like
with
that's the
that
message you're
perspective on it,
sending.
if that's what you're going towards every time, then I can understand the projection of what people think of you. But I'm saying, like, for the majority of it, a lot of times women just want to wear what the fuck they want to wear. I don't always have on something that's skin tight or curve hugging or revealing. But even in sweatpants and a t-shirt like now, it's still going to give the same energy because I'm me and that's who I am. Does it look
Got
better dressed up? Everything looks better
pussy.
dressed up. You know what I'm saying? But I don't lack confidence. So I'm not always trying to show everything that I have. When I want to show it, I'm going to show the fuck out. Do people dress like that every day? Yes, because that is what they're being pushed, like monkey see, monkey do type shit. But for the collective of women to be like, oh well, you dress how you are, or whatever. Dave, you said Dave Chappelle said. I don't feel like that's a narrative for
No,
all
I
women.
said he said that he was like you may not be a hoe, but you got on a hoe's uniform.
Okay, so what is that? Because
Bullshit.
is the club
He's
where a
saying
hoe
he's
work?
saying he's saying well, I mean, in reality, a lot of if you go to Vegas, you go to the Club Boulevard nights in Kansas City, you go to these popular black clubs. Typically, that's the way the women dress. It's no different than what hookers wear on the street. The size of the dress. It's no different. Little
That's
cocktail
true.
dresses and fishnets. There is no different. The only difference is the setting that we're in. And
Yep.
also, unfortunately, in black clubs, people can be handy in them black clubs, and we know that women who have been in those black clubs sometimes have issues. Hold on, this may be somebody from the Love Live. Let me check.
So I can agree with the perspective of what he's saying. I feel like wearing club attire every day gives off an image, right? But
True.
we're in an era where we are entrepreneurs, content creators, uh, club hosts, promoters, bottle girls. There's an image that those girls upkeep, and then the girls that want to be like them are upkeeping that image too. But it's all streamed from main media, which are watching entertainers wear this type of shit, and they're making it a norm. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
I get exactly where you're coming from. I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm not.
But I think in the form of rejection, though, I think just to sum it back up what we're talking about, it's like in those same situations with those same type of people who presenting off what they're doing, and then they say no to you, right? It's like, all right, I've seen both of y'all wear little bitty things, and it's like once the
And
dudes
then,
say you say no to the dudes or whatever, or correct the attitude, like nah, once they realize like, oh, she ain't like that. It's just what she has on today. Once that happens, it's like, what do you want out of the whole situation? And I know we got 9 minutes left. I know we're going the other way, but I think for women with when they get dressed, I think that's the biggest thing. A married woman like Sierra, she can wear all that shit. I don't think there's nothing wrong with Sierra wearing all the shit that she typically wears, because typically her husband is right there. He's right there. He's there.
but wouldn't you
Sierra can
expect
wear.
her to be more? Well, I get what you're saying. Okay.
I don't look at Sierra like she should be modest. I don't. When I see
Hmm.
that when people trip off her, I'll be like, nah, that's cool. You can call back her perspective. I don't know what happened. It didn't let me bring you on, but if you call back, I'll bring you right on. I see you call. But no, I feel like somebody like Sierra as a married man, you'll be surprised that I think that she can wear all that little shit and she could
But
dress.
Sexy Red can't because she just a baby mama.
I think with
And
Sexy
Young
Red,
Miami.
she can wear that shit because Sexy Red's not acting like she's not. She's dressing the part. You hear what she raps about. She is that. It's like I think it would be a difference in
It's
like
entertainment, and people don't know how to separate it.
I think it would be a difference in like I don't know, Nia Long or something. If you see Nia Long in a little dress out and you try to come in Nia Long sideways, Nia Long ain't some raunchy rapper. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
Hold on, we got a caller.
My cats are being ghetto. That's what's happening in my background right now.
Okay, hold on. Love Live, this is Copeland. You're live.
Hey, this is Nisha.
Hey, what's up?
Hey,
I am. Hey, I wanted to speak on um, when you asked pretty much what is the point of it. The point is that we want to wear it. Because as a person that was very heavy set as a child and going into adulthood, I was very uncomfortable with myself, how I showed up, how I looked, how I presented myself, how clothes fit, and everything. So now, as an adult, now that I have became who I want to be, I know how to speak for myself, and I know how to show up as myself. I like my body. Like I'm a lot smaller now. I'm not completely like in tune with my body or like in love with it, but I love this little petite body. I love my stomach. I love how it looks. So I'm going to show it off. I don't show my legs off much, but I do show my stomach off a lot because I worked pretty hard for it to look like this. So I'm going to show it off. And I don't think it's a problem with that. It doesn't have to be a reason for me to go outside looking like that. It doesn't have to be me wanting someone to look at me. It's just the comfortability of myself.
Yes, say that. And boom, you hit
And
the nail right on the head
I
because
think it's one of those things too, growing up, especially as girls of color, we were told not to wear things short, not to wear things tight, because it
Mm-hmm.
gives off this projection that you're fast or that you're easy or that you're a hoe. But I think it's so, like, it's wrapping my mind to hear Copeland, who's a married man, and I respect Copeland as a man and I respect his views, but for him to say, I'm perfectly fine with Sierra doing it because she's married. But we're told as girls not to do it to be married. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it's one of those things where it's like, we damned if we do, we damned if we don't. I think it's
No,
more
it's the
attached to
bonus
the
round.
person.
It's the bonus round because here's the deal. I as a man with daughters and also being a man, I know one thing that women don't want to accept is that they get what they attract. It's the circles
Mm-hmm.
that you're in. It's the places that you're in. It's the way that you dress. It's all of these things. Men are predators. And you hear me say this on the Love Live all the time. All of us aren't dumb. All of us, some of us have a plan and we know what the fuck we're looking at when we see it. We know the difference between the girl with the Jordans and the fat booty with the leggings and the zip hoodie and the girl that got the waist beads on and the half a shirt and the kente wrap around her head. We know what we looking at. We typecasting you real easy. We know what an athletic woman looks like, and we know what a woman with a bunch of makeup on. When I was single, that used to be my joke to the homies. Oh man, I want the girl with all the makeup on. Let me get all the makeup. You know why? You know why? Because the girl with all the makeup usually got a good job. Girl with all the makeup got somewhere to go with all that makeup on. You don't see no bum ass girl wearing all that makeup sitting at home smoking weed. You don't take care of 80 kids with a face full of makeup, do you? No, you don't.
actually I did when I was the
I'm
preschool
like,
teacher.
You was a
Look,
preschool
I'm
teacher.
coming
You
there
was
included.
and
Look,
and you had somewhere to go. You was at work. You was at work, MVP. That makeup
okay.
is a telltale sign of you at least doing something. You're doing something. You ain't just put on all this goddamn makeup and you just doing nothing.
Alright.
yeah,
So
I
that's an
might.
indicator though.
I might
I didn't woke up Ashley in here now. Hold on now. Hold on.
Yeah, just like
I didn't woke
Cause
her up.
I don't really wear a
You
lot of
ready?
makeup no more.
Give me
I
a
wear a
thumbs
lot
up
of
if you want
makeup
me to put you on,
modeling.
Ash.
So.
Okay.
Hi,
Here she
Ash.
is.
Hi, y'all. So sorry.
You got 3 minutes, okay?
I'm sorry. I got to hear some of which I was saying earlier. I was listening. I think it's funny that the forms of rejection are so different. I don't know if y'all got a chance to talk about the business side, but I wanted to talk about in business real quick.
Well, we got a caller. So hold on, we got callers always take priority. And the caller was talking about basically just we kind of got to talking about wearing what you wear in the clothes and how that perception can lead to certain things or not, or does it matter, or can you just wear the booty cheeks out and you just is free, or are you attracting the wrong thing, or like we were commenting on Dave Chappelle when he said you may not be a hoe, but you have on a hoe's uniform.
and
So,
Dave Chappelle is wrong.
he was going crazy. He was spitting that day.
Pow.
But we got 2 minutes. We got really 1 minute left, y'all. So, Ash, if you got like a long story for this one in particular, you might have to make a reel and we'll post it on the Love Live on the page.
All right, I'll definitely do that. Because it's about business and rejection in business. But yeah,
Yeah, we didn't touch on that
clothes
tonight, so that would
and
have been perfect.
rejection. That's all perception.
100%. That's what we said. But it is what it is. If you don't want thirsty niggas, don't have the treats out. Because, thirsty niggas looking for the treats. Thirsty niggas looking for the treats, girl.
Respect women and fuck that. Because
do you listen to how we sing and rap?
you don't respect women for real any damn way. So how about we just respect people and fuck that. As long as they ain't putting that shit in your face, then and you don't want it there, then let's just be respectful to
But we
people.
trying to
I
get
like
it there, and it's out. So we see it. Now we see it. You know what
no.
Oprah said.
But does that mean you have to?
What do you expect? Yeah, that's why I love
I want
women.
to be a
You know,
dog this
that's the good
season.
thing about women. Y'all still think the best of us, even though we have shown you the worst over and over again. We have shown you that we're not
Literally,
above this
And
type of
that be my
activity.
problem. That really do be my
We've shown
problem.
you.
So here we are.
We've shown you millions of times that we are. But y'all are like, no, these titties out there gone. Nobody cares. Yeah, we do care. God damn it.
No,
The
and
old,
you
you
don't
know,
even say that shit.
listen. I'm gonna say this before. I'm gonna say this, and
Right?
I'm gonna bow
So
out.
shit. You appreciate what you get to see and don't be an
I'm,
ass about it. How
I'm
about
gonna
that?
bow out
God damn
respectfully. But y'all would lose hope for humanity if y'all walked in between two old men and then got to hear what the old men said when y'all got about 6 feet from them.
Oh
Y'all would
shit!
die.
I used to bartend in my
What they gonna say, Copeland? Because you ain't no old
older,
ass man.
older black drunk got in the daytime.
I don't
Men.
even know what they gonna say. That's how cold they is.
Baby,
They
look,
that
I done
cold.
heard some things
You
like
be
I
that.
ain't
like,
I
heard
girl,
enough.
reported to my supervisors a few times when I was 21, 22, 23. So
not
I already
only is
know
this shit sick, but not only is it sick, but it's creative. So here, hey, one last time, her perspective. Do you have anything you want to add to it? Because we up against the wall of this episode.
Well, I just wanted to add in, going back to the form of rejection, I will say I noticed that a lot of dudes pay more attention to my friends. When I was younger, there was a lot more flaunty and promiscuous than me. So I started showing off my assets. I started showing off my little boobies and stuff to get attention. But then I realized I didn't like the attention that I was getting from that because they only wanted to see that. So I changed the narrative of who I was and how I showed up. And since then, it's just been leading out to do it. So
It's definitely
Always tell
about. It's
people
definitely
Billie
about
Eilish.
showing up as yourself.
That's you.
you said who?
Billie Eilish.
Right. Hey, I mean, that's the thing. I cover up sometimes, and then once people see me outside and they see me uncovered, they be like, "Oh, damn, you got a nice little shirt." You know, thank you. I just be covering it sometimes because it draws too much attention, and I already have a very high aura, a very attractive aura that attracts people to me. So, but when I want to wear what I want to wear, I'm gonna do it.
Straight up.
End of discussion.
Just like that. Well, thank you, her perspective. I see you are always on here tuning in on YouTube, so keep on.
And we appreciate you for that. Thank
Yeah, we
you.
appreciate you that for sure. We know you one of our day ones that been with the show since the beginning. So for sure. All right. So here's the deal. We got we're up on an hour. We're gonna have Ash back as many times as she wants because I enjoy having Miss Ash on. I know we didn't get a chance to let her, get her spill on rejection. What you cooking up? What is you cooking?
I'm
She didn't take us on
snacking
a
real
trip
bad,
this.
y'all.
She didn't take
Y'all
us
know I
on a
went to the
trip.
grocery store.
Went to the grocery store. Got behind the high speed.
Oh my God. I live off of Independence Avenue, so it goes down
Oh yeah, they wasn't playing. They was definitely
in the neighborhood. But
So
yeah, spinach and artichoke dip.
So with that being said, I'm going to sum the episode up for tonight. It's 9:00. If y'all didn't know, this was the Love Live. This is a safe space. We come get together every week. We have conversation. If you are interested in being on the Love Live, make sure that you hit us up in the inbox. We are looking for new panelists and different people to rotate. We also will be bringing some of the old panelists back and rotating them back into play on this Monday time slot. And I will leave you with the ladies as we.
It was a wonderful episode. It's your girl Envy on Pain, aka Envy the Pixie. See y'all next Monday. Bye.
What's up, you guys? It's CEO. No, it's not.
But I'm glad we're both on together. Come see us,
Yeah.
y'all, March 9th.
We gotta have you back on here though, because I want to hear this. I want this perspective of the business rejection to be on there, because I truly believe that it's deeper than um what people may understand, especially when it comes to like trying to climb a corporate ladder or trying to set yourself aside in the entrepreneur world, and
Yeah.
somebody like jocking your style or copying your swag, or like, you know, people think that that's petty, or they think that it's lame, but when you really built a lane and a foundation for yourself, and then people just come and, you know, and I get it's part of politics, I get it's part of business, but put some respect on my name. Like, give me my
Yeah.
credit. So I do. Please come back to talk about that. Please make the real and talk about that so that we can hop off of it. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
react to it.
Okay. No, thank you. I appreciate that. And I definitely will. That's the idea. Shout out to you guys. We were talking about that prior pre-show, right?
Yeah.
About, and so that's the idea. I wouldn't even have thought that. But
And tag us in
that
it
for
so we can
sure.
react to it. Make sure you tag us in it so we
Okay.
can react to it as well.
Okay. Thank you guys. And thanks for having me on. I appreciate the platform. And you guys are awesome. I love hearing all of you all's different perspectives. Okay. It enlightens me every single time.
Thank you for coming.